What's wrong? Why are you calling me over there?
Huh? What are you talking about? I didn't say anything.
It was you.
I'm telling you, I didn't call you. This is no time for jokes. You're supposed to be fighting octopus. Come on.
Hey, Otacon.
I don't know much about motorcycles, but it's clear Big Mama's amazingly talented with that bike. It's like danger doesn't even register with her. One false move, though, and you're both done for.
That's part of the thrill.
She may be affected by what's known as rider's high.
I've heard of runner's high.
It's a similar phenomenon. Beta endorphins are secreted inside the brain while you run, creating a feeling of intoxication. In other words, a psychological high.
Right. I've heard of that.
Some motorcyclists have actually reported experiencing the same sort of sensation. It hasn't yet been confirmed psychologically, but that high could make you oblivious to danger. That may explain why she's driving like nothing can stop her.
Sounds like a combat high. Kind of wish I wasn't riding shotgun, though.
In a combat high, your brain overdoses on adrenaline, not endorphins. But don't worry, Snake. As far as I can tell, she's got skills. And she deserves your faith. What's up, Snake?
Got an update for me?
There doesn't seem to be any problem with your psych. So far, so good. Proceed with the mission.
Got it.
Speaking of food, Snake.
Colonel, we're in the middle of something here.
Have you ever eaten rations from a country other than the U.S.?
Of course I have.
The UN recently held a ration swap meet between military attachés from each member state. It was a momentous development in the cultivation of mutual understanding of other countries' cuisine.
Roy, this isn't really the time.
On the contrary, I want you to hear this too, Rose.
I've already heard it 100...
You'll survive. Anyway, Snake, I did a taste test and found that French rations were generally the best. The Italians weren't bad either, and the Japanese stuff was much better than I expected.
Really? That's wonderful.
But everyone seemed to agree that the worst rations of all were ours. America for the win.
All right. So what's your point?
Yep, it must be nice to live in a country that knows how to cook. Those French rations, délicieux. I wish you could have been there to try some, Snake. And, you too, Rose.
Colonel, what exactly are you?
Some of the best food I'd ever tasted, Rose.
I'm sorry, Snake. Ever since he went to that swap meet, it's all he can talk about. You think he'd never had a decent meal in his life.
No kidding. Wait a minute. Rose, who does the cooking at your house?
Me. Roy doesn't... What are you getting at?
Nothing. Never mind. Colonel. My sympathies.
It's appreciated, Snake.
I actually like those American rations.
Hold it, Snake. Time to change the disc. I know, it's a pain. But you need to swap disc 1 for disc 2. You see the disc labeled 2?
No.
Huh? Oh, wait. We're on PlayStation 3. It's a Blu-ray disc. Dual layered, too. No need to swap.
Damn it, Otacon! Get a grip!
Yeah, what an age we live in, huh, Snake? Wonder what they'll think of next. Hey, Snake. Something I've been meaning to ask you. That canyon, isn't that where you demolished Raven's tank? How'd you do it, anyway?
How? Well, grenades.
That's it? You didn't use an anti-tank missile or something?
Didn't have one.
Your technique is kind of, well, how do I put this? Archaic when it comes to fighting tanks. Honestly, I don't think it'd work on today's main battle tanks.
Well, that's how I did it. What do you want me to say?
You know, I asked an active duty army officer once, if an infantryman had to take on a tank one-on-one, how should he do it?
And what was his answer?
don't. He swore there's no way in hell a single infantryman could take down a tank by himself.
Interesting.
I always suspected there was a little something crazy about you, Snake. But hearing that story, now I know it. You're nuts. Single-handedly taking out a tank? That's crazy. You're insane.
Otacon, is this your idea of a compliment?
Yes! You're the toughest, craziest, most hardcore badass on the planet. You're the shit. That reminds me, Snake. When you fought Liquid's Hind D on the comm tower, there was a nasty blizzard back then, too.
That was a tough scrape.
But you still managed to shoot down his gunship. Up till then, I'd heard that even with a man-pads, going one-on-one against an attack chopper was an act of suicide. I thought only Hollywood action stars did that kind of thing, but you made it look easy.
I just told you, it wasn't that easy.
Really? But you were all like, oh, I had to take out that helicopter. Real cool. Like it was nothing.
All right, enough chit-chat. Let's get going. We got a long way to go to Rex's hangar.
Yeah, you're right, Snake.